And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Wednesday, December 7th. I am Josh Engleman, and I'm here to break down an 11-game NBA slate for you guys. Coming off of yesterday's 3-gamer. Frustrating. Can't really be too mad, but frustrating nonetheless. Fun to talk basketball. I'm ready to dive into this one. I'll be on live before lock tonight, so you'll get me all the way up until 7, plus an extra half hour with Eric. It's good to see everybody in chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Across the board, everybody. Good morning to everybody. It's nice. Going to be a good day. Going to be a good hump day. Feeling good about today's slate, but I'm going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little tired. I probably look a little tired, too. It's a good night, but just dragging a little bit. It's fine. We'll get through it. Gonna be a coffee day that's very, very necessary, though. That's what I can say. One thing I didn't know, I found out after the show. I guess I didn't have my microphone selected yesterday, so you guys heard me through like my laptop, which is fine. You know, it's a MacBook mic's good enough in a pinch. But yeah, I went back and looked and didn't sound very good, but I checked today when I was about to start. Still wasn't selected, so we're back on the microphone at least, so that could help. Yeah, I got sleepy eyes, man, for sure. Just one of those days. It's like all of a sudden it was just 5 o'clock and I was still tired. When I went to bed last night, I was winning the slam on the 10K to first slam on FanDuel by 10 points. Did not profit yesterday. It's always fun. Caleb Martin was not very good. That did not matter all that much. Had a lot of the guys that everybody else had. Just didn't have that right piece. Tim Hardaway went crazy. I don't know, just a kind of weird slate. I didn't have any AD really. I think I had 2%, so that didn't hurt. Haywood Highsmith wasn't a guy on FanDuel, so that wasn't really something that hit me. But Caleb Martin did, that's for sure. That one wasn't fun. Actually, I'll show you guys I think I have them up here. We can get to them really quickly. Oh, quick show of the exposures for yesterday, so you guys can know where I was. This is what I had going on. Nice to see that default didn't matter. Where's Josh Engleman here? Boom. It's gonna be what? That? Nope. That? Yep. So you can see my exposures on the right hand side. I don't know how easy it is to see that, but actually we'll go to the normal screen size. That'll be easier. But, you know, had a ton of Hero, fine. Bruce Brown was fine. Luka was the preferred pay-up option. That worked out fine. Actually didn't need it to win yesterday. Didn't need a pay-up option. Bam was fine. It's just one of those slates, but 8 fantasy points out of Caleb Martin. 32 minutes, so he hit the exact minute projection that I gave him. 1 of 7 from the field, 1 of 4, 3 boards, 3 turnovers, and a stock. Gross. But I have no complaints. No complaints at all. Got neutral on Donovan Mitchell. Didn't have any Braun. You know, I guess I would have liked some, but he didn't really matter for getting to the top. The top of this contest at least didn't have him. Wish I would have had more Jared Allen. I walked his minutes back a little bit from the morning. So, like, obviously I still got to him and he was good, but I had him in for 33 minutes earlier. Did not expect Jared Allen to come back from a back injury and play 38 minutes in a 14-point rout and just absolutely nuke everybody. Didn't see that one coming at all. Boyan was great. Had him. Didn't matter. Was light on Tim Hardaway, but I don't really feel bad about that. I mean, you know, 6 of 8 from 3. Look at his shooting over the past few games. 6 for 8, 5 for 9, 8 of 13, 6 of 14, 5 of 11. This dude is just shooting the lights out. Let's see. That's 6, 5, 8, 6, 5 divided by 8, 9, 13, 14, 11. Tim Hardaway Jr. is making like 6 threes a game and shooting 55% from 3 over the past 5 games. I'm not going to be mad that I didn't have that. 3 steals, ridiculous. Can't be mad that I didn't have that. There's not much at the top that I'm like really upset about. Just didn't have the right pieces. I didn't get to any bones. There were some quotes before the game that, he was needed to look a little bit better, but 7 of 15 from the field, 5 of 10 from 3, playing 30 minutes with no changes. Yeah, obviously that was a thing that I was going to get to. No regrets. No regrets. Did Petty get to him? That's all that really matters to me. Where did he go? Bones Island, 1 lineup. Okay. I don't feel bad at all. Anyway, let's get into this one. We got a lot to break down. Let's get back to big screen here. Boop. And boop. So, without further ado, got my coffee. Actually, hit the like button if you're here. 77 people. This is going to be a big show. It's a Wednesday. We know what we're going to get here. Hit the like button if you're here. Subscribe to the channel. Notification bell so you know when everything goes live. I've got my coffee. I'm very excited to drink it. I will be honest with you, though. It's a little warm in my office. I kind of wish this was an iced coffee, but there's no way to solve that problem now. So whether you've got a coffee, tea, water, beer, whatever you got to start your day, honestly, a beer would be delicious right now. It would wreak havoc on my body, but I feel like it would really actually help my day. Oh, if only. If only. Anyway, rise and grind, everybody. That's the one thing I know I'm going to get right every single day. I could hit that point better than normal. Cheers, everybody. Good luck today. Man, I tossed a piece of ice in there an hour ago. It's still hot. Still real hot. Hotter than I want it to be. Shout out to BetMGM for being the sponsor. We will talk about BetMGM in a bit. Happy to have them, though. We're going to talk about that right there. 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum and a risk-free bet of up to $1,000 using the link below. Now, let's break this slate down. Yeah, 940 in Australia. That'll do it. A little bit different there. A little bit different. First game up. The Los Angeles Clippers are 5.5-point favorites in Orlando. 218 total. Now, for the Clippers. God, I hate this team so much. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are available. Marcus Morris is out. Gone. 28 minutes gone. Norm Powell is out. Has missed the past couple games. John Wall is out. Luke Kennard is out. So we're down 70 minutes from the previous game, plus Norm Powell. I'm going to go ahead and just cut that entire rotation. And let's project it pretty quickly. We can move through it really quick. I want to try to be a little bit... Philip, completely agree. I want to try to be a little bit more efficient here. Not that I don't want to give you guys the goods, but I probably dwell on things that don't matter too much. And I don't mean like talking about wrestling, just taking too long. It's probably easier to make adjustments after I just load everything in quickly. So I'm going to say we go to 20. Who are they playing? Orlando? Legit center, no real pick and roll threat. We'll go 30 to Zubats. And then we know that Reggie Jackson is going to play quite a bit. So we'll go 30 minutes to Reggie Jackson. I assume we're going to get Terrence Mann in the starting lineup with... Oh, actually, no. I keep forgetting that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are back. I'm just used to them being out. Who's going to start here? Did they? Who started for the Clippers on Monday? Zubats, George, Morris, Jackson, Leonard. So who takes the Marcus Morris spot? Is that going to be Nick Batum? Was Nick Batum going to start today and play like 24 minutes? That's probably going to happen, right? Batum in for Marcus Morris. Paul George obviously just goes straight into big minutes. Kawhi played 28, which is significantly more than he had been playing. So I'm going to go to 28 on Kawhi. But Paul George also played 28. He is someone I think actually plays a little bit more today. So let's go 32 to George. And now we need to fill out the rest of this team, which actually shouldn't be all that bad. Because they don't have that many guys. They only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they only have 10 guys. There are only so many options. Unless they call up Jason Preston and Moussa Diabate, who are not with the team, at least as of right now. Backup center is going to be Moses Brown. Now, they can go small with Covington, but if Moses Brown is one of the guys, I think they are going to play 10 dudes. So I'm going to give Moses Brown 10 minutes. Then I'm going to give Robert Covington 20 minutes. Probably going to need to hand out some additional minutes somewhere shortly. Amir Coffey can just give 18 to Amir Coffey right away. I'm going to give 20 to Terrence Mann right away. And I'm going to give 16 to Brandon Boston. So I have 12 minutes left over for whoever we determine deserves those minutes. I don't want to go to more minutes on Kawhi. I don't want to go to more minutes on Paul George. I don't really want to go to more minutes on Nick Batum. He just doesn't play more than that. Zubac seems fine. Moses Brown seems fine. I could probably give a little bit more to Covington, but I don't think that's where it's at. So I think it's going to be... I'm going to go to 26 on Terrence Mann. I'm going to go to 22 on Amir Coffey. I'll actually go to 12 on Moses Brown. That seems good to me. I think that works. Just move all of these people around a little bit. And, nope, did that backwards, didn't I? All right, so from a rates perspective, I don't think that I'm going to change anything. I've got what I have in there for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and that sort of dictates everybody else. So right now, Paul George looking like he might be one of the few guys that are really good here for this team. But let's go to the Orlando side. Orlando, no Suggs, no Carter, no Harris, no Isaac, no Okeke. Orlando actually sent John Isaac to their G League affiliate, so I think he's slowly but surely getting closer. Mo Bamba finally off of the injury report, but at the very least we can project Mo Bamba in. It's been a minute since we've been able to do that. I assume now he starts, and that boots Mo Wagner out of the lineup. So let's go ahead and start this rotation again from scratch. And this time we got 32 minutes again from Markelle Fultz. Feels like, 28 at a minimum is where we want to be for Fultz, but I think 30 is more likely. On Monday, they faced Milwaukee. It was competitive. Fultz started and played standard issue starter run. I'm giving Markelle Fultz 30 minutes. I think that if we get Bamba starting, I don't think that we could really anticipate too much more than like 24 for right now. And they got enough, quote unquote, center bodies to make this work. We know that Paolo Banchero is going to play 33 minutes. We know that Franz Wagner is going to play 32 minutes or something in that area. I don't even know what you guys are talking about here, but I mean, like, I understand what you're talking about. I don't see a lot of other content. Not to say that it's not good. All right, Bull, again, not closing these fourth quarters. He has really not been a part of rotations to close out games with any sort of major frequency. Past 3 games that Orlando has played, Bull has not closed. I'm going to have to assume that that is like a real thing. So I'm going to give him 24 minutes. That might be too many, but that is I feel pretty comfortable, especially with Bamba coming back. I feel pretty comfortable there. At the very least, Cole Anthony is going to be the backup point guard, so those minutes slot in pretty easily. Mo Wagner. Are they just going to split 24 minutes apiece? They probably are, right? 24 to Bamba, 24 to Mo Wagner. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. So then I have 55 minutes left for who? Terrence Ross, obviously, is just going to get the standard Terrence Ross minutes. Let's just get him in for 22 and call it a day. And then it appears to be Caleb Houston. That's the next main priority for this team. I should highlight those two. Let's give Caleb Houston... So I have 33 minutes for Caleb Houston and Admiral Schofield. None of this really matters. We'll go Schofield for 14, and we'll go Caleb Houston for 19. Oh, no, I got to give more minutes to Cole Anthony. My bad. Cole Anthony needs 24. So that'll be... Let's do 17 for Caleb Houston, 10 for Schofield. Rates I don't have to change. I'm fine with that. I don't want to try to dictate Mo Bamba right now. Although, just out of curiosity, what is Mo Bamba's usage rate? Mo Bamba on in games where Paolo Banchero did play. Might as well get it right. Mo Bamba, 171 minutes. Wow. Jesus, that's terrible. All right, 17%. I do want to lock that in. Should be fine here. So first 2 teams are done. Game 1 done. For Orlando, I don't mind Fultz at 5K at getting 30 minutes here. Banchero and Wagner are both fine. There are no major priorities here. I actually do think Markelle Fultz is the best play for Orlando today. So do with that what you will. On the Clippers side, Kawhi Leonard is 5,800 on FanDuel. That's the best play in this game for the Clippers on either site. Reggie Jackson looks okay for 5,100 on DraftKings. You know, if you want to go to $8,300 Paul George on FanDuel, I think that's pretty reasonable. It's a minutes thing. Zubats is also okay at 6,100, but $5,800 Kawhi Leonard is the best play for the Clippers today. Game 1 in the books. The Charlotte Hornets are 9.5-point underdogs in Brooklyn today. For the Hornets, no LaMelo Ball, no Gordon Hayward, no Cody Martin, no DSJ, no Mark Williams, which means this is the same rotation we've been getting, which means I don't really have anything to change. We've got... That's not the right team. We've got Terry Rozier in for 37. Teo Maledon in for 20. We can talk about that in a second. Kelly Oubre played 40 last time out. Has been playing about 36 a game. I'm going to give him another minute. I'm going to take Kelly Oubre up to 36. PJ Washington played 32. Great. Mason Plumlee in for 29. Great. Jalen McDaniels in for 30. I have him in for 29. I'm going to make that 30. The rest of this is just sort of a standard rotation. Kai Jones, Bryce McGowan's, Teo Maledon. That's all we can do. I have no rates to change. Charlotte, very easy to project because there's no changes. For Brooklyn, still no Ben Simmons. TJ Warren will not be playing back-to-backs. Does Brooklyn play tomorrow? Brooklyn Nets play today. Today is Wednesday. They also play Friday. So we don't have to worry about that. TJ Warren's going to be in. Still no Yuta Watanabe. Edmund Sumner, questionable. So this should basically be the standard Brooklyn rotation. They have also been jamming their starters in. 37 minutes for Kyrie, yes. 37 minutes for Durant, yes. 37 minutes for Royce O'Neal, about to be yes. Let's take Edmund Sumner out of there. Let's take Cam Thomas out of there. TJ Warren played 18 minutes. Let's take TJ Warren out of there for a second. So I want to make sure I get all these starters first. Royce O'Neal in for 37. Got it. Joe Harris has been playing really massive minutes with no Ben Simmons. I got him in for 32. Feels like I need to go to 34, so I will. After that, if TJ Warren's playing 18, I think 18 makes the most sense. Seth Curry, I got in for 26. That does not appear to be the case. That's probably more like 22. Although no Edmund Sumner does at least make it a little bit more interesting. Cam Thomas seems to be playing about 12 minutes a game. No Sumner. I'm just going to give him 14, which means I need 10 more minutes for someone. Although they didn't play Sumner this most recent game. They just went ultra heavy to the starters. Now, I think we should just assume that it would have been Sumner getting those 10 minutes. And although with Warren back, that does slot everybody in a little bit better. I'm just going to give Sumner those 10 minutes for right now. I don't think it's going to matter. Rates all stay the same. I don't have anything that I want to change here for Brooklyn. So as we look at Brooklyn, they are very appealing, and that should not be a huge surprise for anyone in a matchup against the Charlotte Hornets. Just out of curiosity, because I haven't looked in a bit, the Charlotte Hornets are 20th in defense, which doesn't surprise me all that much. Steve Clifford can dig a little bit of that out. So all that looks fine. I like Kyrie a lot. No surprises there. 8,500 on DraftKings, 8K on FanDuel. Surely I have him over projected, but I don't think that I do. Knock them back a little bit, but I like Kyrie quite a bit. I like Kevin Durant quite a bit. 10-7 on DraftKings, 10-1 on FanDuel. Nick Claxton, 6,200 on DraftKings, 6,600 on FanDuel, playing 30-plus minutes a game. I like all three of those dudes. Royce O'Neal and Joe Harris on DraftKings are okay value options. They're not nearly as good on FanDuel. But those main three guys, Claxton, Durant, Irving, they look good. That's what happens when you play Charlotte. Or Charlotte. $6,800 Kelly Oubre on DraftKings, I assume is going to be pretty popular at shooting guard, small forward. I think it'll be pretty popular on FanDuel at $7,100 as well. Terry Rozier is still underpriced on FanDuel at $7,400. That's going to stand out for me. That'll be a guy that I get to a lot more than the public. If you want to get to the rest of the starters, Washington, McDaniels, Plumlee, they all look fine. So I added one quick thing to the sheet here today, just from a summary standpoint. Shrink those. And then we can go bigger. There we go. I added it so when I check off the games, this table just immediately updates. Yay. That's DraftKings on the right, FanDuel on the left. Boom ratings sorting here. Kelly Oubre, Nick Claxton, Kyrie Irving, 3 top plays so far on DraftKings from a boom perspective. It's a little flatter on the FanDuel side, but we can take a peek at that after every game. I'm not going to detail it, but I will pop it up on the screen. The Atlanta Hawks are 2-point underdogs in New York, 232 total. I'm sure we'll get a lot of people talking about Trae Young playing in the Garden today. Coffee's starting to get to the temperature that I would like it to be at. For Atlanta, no DeAndre Hunter, no John Collins. Bogdan Bogdanovic has a note on Basketball Reference that just says note. And then Trent Forrest still out, which means this is the same rotation we've been getting for Atlanta. We saw Aaron Holiday leave the rotation for Vit Krejci. So we're going to get Krejci some minutes here. So let's say 12 minutes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to delete everything just to make it easier. Trae Young in for 36 minutes. Great. Vit Krejci playing whatever minutes he's not the point guard. That's very easy. DeJounte Murray in at the 2, 37 minutes. That is also very easy. Clint Capella is playing 30 minutes a game. That's 30 minutes for Clint Capella. We'll also go to 18 for Onyeka Okongwu. The rest of this should be pretty easy then. We know what they're doing. Bogdanovic played 22 minutes on Friday, 22 minutes on Monday. Don't want to go too much higher there, so I'm going to give him 23. We saw Jalen Johnson play 29 minutes. Seems like 30 minutes at the 4 is just what they're going to do for him. Similar story for AJ Griffin. I think he's just going to play about 30 minutes. And that lets the rest of this slot in pretty easily. We just got to give Culver minutes. And is that it? Yeah, that'll be it. Culver for 24. That's simple. Fun. Would I rather give Bogdanovic the 24th minute? No, I feel comfortable here. So we'll drop Bogdanovic down, move those minutes over. And we'll go 18 and 6. Perfect. Atlanta rates I don't need to change. I've got Trae in, I've got Murray in, I've got Capella in. The rest can fall as it lies. See how those guys look in New York. Yeah, Deacon, absolutely. Seems like you're textually impaired as well. If you ever need me to say anything, just I can walk through whatever you want me to. If I'm ever being like extra vague or like I haven't done a good explanation of something, just pop something in the chat. I'm happy to detail it out. Sometimes I don't think about it, if I'm being honest. But I'm happy to try to vocalize the things I'm doing. It's one of my probably bigger problems. I need to try to vocalize the things I'm doing more instead of just like, using pronouns and, like vague terms, this, that, all that kind of nonsense where it doesn't really explain anything. I should be more vivid for you guys. If I'm just in somebody's ear, it'll probably help out a little bit more. For the Knicks, New York Knicks, everybody's available. So this should be pretty easy. I like being called a bloke. That's fun. I don't think we're going to have too many changes here. I'm going to cut out all the bench guys quickly. Quickly, Hartenstein. I want to make sure that I get like the not... You know what? I'm just going to rebuild the Knicks. I don't know why I didn't just do it from the beginning. Jalen Brunson. Averaging 31 minutes a game as of late. I don't want to go any lower than 33. We're going to pop him in for 33. And then we're going to get Julius Randle in for 35 or 34? 34? 34. Top into 14. Mitchell Robinson. Let's go 28 to Mitchell Robinson. 29. I just don't trust him. I'm going to go 28. This last time out, 33 and 14, they played all 48. When the game is well for Mitchell Robinson, he's basically just going to split that time. I'm going to go 18 to Isaiah Hartenstein just to not go too crazy. I'm actually just going to give 2 minutes of spillover to Jericho Sims because I think that's the most it's the easiest way to do it. RJ Barrett's playing like 30 minutes a game right now. I mean, I'm never going to project like that, but I will give him 32. It's fine. Quentin Grimes is certainly playing 32 minutes a game. I'm going to even go slightly higher than that. We will go 33 to Grimes. Cam Reddish was not in the lineup the most recent game. Miles McBride was. Was that a Cam Reddish DNP CD? So that's going to be ESPN. Knicks box score 12-4. Did Cam Reddish get a DNP CD on Sunday? What is this last year? Nope. Yep, it is. Stupid Josh. Reading box scores from last year. Of course, the Knicks played on that day, too, so it's complicated. DNP CD on Cam Reddish. Already. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to assume the Reddish is cooked then. So, I am going to give Derrick Rose his minutes back. I am going to give Miles McBride 16 minutes. Who am I missing? Where did these minutes go? Like, I'm not giving Grimes 40 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they ran a 9-man rotation. They ran a 9-man rotation. Where do those minutes go then? Because they're not going to Cam Reddish. Oh, I didn't give Quickly the minutes. I was like, holy shit. How am I missing a human being in this one? Emmanuel Quickly, 24 minutes. Dr. DFS got there just at the same time. You're on the delay, so you got there before me for sure. So I got to find those minutes for Quickly. That's what we need to do. Miles McBride is actually the guy that's less interesting, sort of as is Rose. So what we need to do is give Quickly the 24 minutes that he normally plays. Now I have 22 minutes left over for some sort of split of Derrick Rose and or Miles McBride. I think they're going to be more likely to just have a 10-man rotation. Maybe they start trimming that a little bit. I'm definitely talking about the Knicks more than I want to, and these minutes will not matter at all. I'm going to split them both. We're going to go 11 to Derrick Rose and 11 to Miles McBride. Rob, I like that. Rates I don't have to change. This is just the normal Knicks team. So for the Knicks, they look really good on DraftKings. Julius Randle, 7,700. Sure thing. I will take that one. That's for sure. Jalen Brunson, I think it's 7,200 against the Hawks. Looks good. Quick. I will be right back, folks. Give me 1 second. All right, gonna have to take another quick break in like 5 minutes, but gotta help my mom out. Randall, Brunson, Grimes, Barrett, Robinson, Quickly, all 20% boom dudes on DraftKings today. That is insane. Insane. Why are they looking so good? That's just decent value across the board. They're not the same on FanDuel. Even though Randall's got a better position and better price, it's just not as interesting. But they're all still like okay values. It's not bad. I didn't think the Knicks would look as good as they do, but they do look good. On the Atlanta side, see that now Atlanta's a better FanDuel team. You get DeJounte Murray at 9K. You get Clint Capella at 6,200 on FanDuel. Just playing 30 minutes a game. Love the idea of getting to Clint Capella. How good have the Knicks been at rebounding? New York Knicks. Okay, so they're 4th in offensive rebounding. And 27th in defensive rebounding. Could be good for Clint Capella on the offensive glass. Probably not a great rebounding matchup for Capella. Still looks good, though. Trae Young, obviously fine. Priced up to 10-1 now on DraftKings. Probably easier to get to Murray. 9K on FanDuel for Murray. Probably easier to get to Murray. I did not expect Atlanta to be the team that I wanted to get to. But they are. Or this game, rather. Atlanta and the Knicks. Game 3 down. Reset the pivot table. You get Mitchell Robinson, ranked pretty high here on DraftKings. Capella on FanDuel. All right. I will be right back, folks. All right, I'm back. We're going to do one more break in like 15 minutes. And then we're good. Let's move on to game number 4. Sorry, yeah, game number 4. Los Angeles Lakers on the back-to-back. I don't even know what we're going to do here. 7.5 point dogs in Toronto. 225 total. So back-to-back going to Canada. Kyle, but we'll get into that eventually. So we got to project AD in, right? For the people that played him yesterday, my apologies. Still no Wenyen Gabriel is just going to be out. I have to just project the Lakers like we did yesterday, right? We have to assume that whatever illness that took Anthony Davis out of that game Yeah, we just have to leave this in, right? We're not going to know the status. Undoubtedly, Anthony Davis is going to be listed as questionable when they put their injury report out. Let's see, what time does their injury report need to come out? This is a 7:30 start. So at 1:30, when the Lakers injury report comes out, AD is probably going to be on it, questionable illness. So we have to just leave this go the way that we had it yesterday. It's all that we can do. So on the Toronto side, no Precious Achua, no Otto Porter, no Juancho Hernan-Gomez. So this is just sort of our standard Toronto rotation as well. Which means we've got 37 minutes in for OG Anunoby, Van Vliet in for 36. I could go to 37 again and probably should. So let's get him up to 37. Scotty Barnes is playing 34 a game. Seems like that's ramping up again too. I'm going to go to 35 on Barnes. Siakam seems to be ramping up again. I'm going to go to 35 on Siakam. Trent got the start this most recent game. Am I right? Am I remembering that correctly? Did Trent start? Nope, I'm wrong. It was still... Oh, they announced Trent. NBC Sports announced Trent and then flipped it and then went back to that Koloko lineup. Now I remember. So I'm going to go... I think 20 to Koloko is fine. I think 20 to Boucher is fine. I think 18 to Thad Young is fine. They just played more dudes. I'm going to leave the spillover minutes going to like Delano Banton or Kem Birch or something. I don't think that's going to matter all that much. I mean, SMP, I'm pretty sure, like, if AD is out, they're going to play Bryant for 20 minutes at a minimum, I would say. It would be my guess. Otherwise, it's just going to have to be like LeBron. Which they can do, but I don't think LeBron wants that smoke. All right. So then for Toronto, I mean, we got to remember, this is an exceptional matchup. And if AD is out, it's even better. Like, the Lakers are 19th in defense. Now, they have been better as of late. I don't want to undersell it. The Lakers over the past 2 weeks, no, they've actually been worse. So the Lakers are 19th in defense. They're 21st over the past 2 weeks. It's just the offense that has gotten a lot better. Probably on the back of AD playing like crazy. And then the Lakers play fast. This is a fantastic spot for Toronto. If this game can stay competitive enough that these guys are playing that full run. Van Vliet, both sites, 7,100 on DraftKings, exceptional price. Anunoby looks really solid on both. Pascal Siakam's 9,800 on both sites, looks great. Scotty Barnes is 7,300 on DraftKings, looks great. I don't mind getting to $4,600 Gary Trent on DraftKings in 26 minutes or 28 minutes or whatever we want to say he's playing. That's appealing too. Really like Toronto. On the Lakers side, assuming everybody is in, I mean, they're just an unappealing team to get to. 11-2 for AD, center only on DraftKings. Like, he's just priced appropriately. 12-2 on FanDuel. You're just going to have better center options. 10-4 for LeBron on both sites. He's just not going to project as a good pay-up option. The more likely scenario is that you don't get to the Lakers today. And you'll see that as I add the X for Game 4. You're going to see Toronto guys here, but you are not going to see Lakers. Yeah. Van Vliet, second in boom on the DraftKings side. Siakam is fifth. You see Scotty Barnes up there too. On the FanDuel side, they're not as good, but like Siakam, Anunoby, Van Vliet, it's a lot of the same play, which is fine. You want to target Toronto. It's just easier to play them in bulk. This next game, I assume, won't have a lot of interesting stuff, although Bradley Beal out. Washington Wizards, 5.5-point dogs in Chicago. 225 total. No Beal, no Rui, no DeLon Wright. No Beal, I guess, will matter. Well, we're going to have to grab some rates. So we got to get Bradley Beal out of there, which means we have to start this entire rotation from scratch. Monty Morris now just sort of has to play a little bit more. I'm going to go to 31 minutes on Morris. Kristaps Porzingis, we're going to go 34. Kyle Kuzma, I'm going to go 35. Corey Kispert seems like he's just going to step right in and play a bundle of minutes. If I look at, because we're going to have to pull rates for no Beal. How many games has Bradley Beal missed this season? He has missed 6 games. In those 6 games, Kyle Kuzma's played almost 36 minutes a game. That's good to see. Denny is going to play, you would think, 30-plus minutes here. He had been, at least. Minutes have come down a bit. So I assume they start Morris, Kispert, Avdia, Kuzma, Porzingis, right? That's where we would expect the Wizards to be today. Morris, Kispert, Avdia, Kuzma, Porzingis. Yeah. And then I don't really, could Will Barton close? Yeah, maybe. Doubtful, though, but maybe. I mean, we did see Barton play 30 minutes with Kuzma out recently. And then when Morris and Beal were both out, Kuzma got to 30. Or Barton got to 30. But I'm going to go to 26 on Barton. I'm going to go to 32 on Corey Kispert. I'm going to go to 30 on Denny Avdia. We're going to give... Wow. So they played Daniel Gafford. So Gafford and Porzingis over the past 2 games have played a lot of minutes alongside of each other. So they're moving to a Porzingis at the 4 look. So I guess we're going to go... Were there, what happened to cause that? All right, so Wizards... I want to even look at the Friday game on the 2nd. Which is not on Popcorn Machine, obviously. So, for the Wizards, on Friday, when were they? Okay, so Gafford just played the whole... They barely... Did Denny get hurt? Gafford played the whole 4th quarter alongside Porzingis. But even... Because in the first half, they were direct backups for each other. And then they just played the whole 4th quarter together. And then with Beal out on the 4th, they did play alongside of each other in the first half. But when Gafford subbed out in the 2nd quarter, Porzingis came back on. The 3rd quarter, they did play a lot alongside of each other. I mean, I think they're probably going to play at least a little bit alongside each other now. I'm going to give Daniel Gafford 18 minutes. It'll bump me down 4 minutes to the 4 for Porzingis. I don't want to go too crazy. The Jordan Goodwin is just going to get the 17 backup point guard minutes. Probably gets more something else. Feels like 24 minutes for him seems right. That's 8 guys. Only guy that I'm missing so far now is Anthony Gill. I have 10 minutes for Anthony Gill. And I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So let's get 10 minutes in for Anthony Gill. And we're good. But we do need rates. So let's say Bradley Beal off in games that Kristaps Porzingis, Kyle Kuzma, let's say Rui Hachimura also off. Guys, games that Kristaps Porzingis and Kyle Kuzma both played. I don't think I need any other qualifications. We'll cut these rates. There's a lot of interesting plays here for the Wizards today. So we'll start with Porzingis. 169 minutes in this scenario. 30% usage rate. We're going to go to 29.5. Kyle Kuzma, 204 minutes in this scenario, 29.8% usage rate. We'll go to 28.8. That's like, let's go 28.5. Feel a little bit better there. Anybody else getting big usage? No. Everything else just falls into place. There are no other 20% usage guys. So everybody can just sort of be themselves. From an assist rate standpoint, Jordan Goodwin's got a decent assist rate bump. We will give him that. Porzingis, it's a little bit of a bump. Kyle Kuzma actually does less. Incredible somehow. Monty Morris is just himself, which doesn't really surprise me. Would have thought Denny would have had a bigger bump. It is a little bit of a bump, but nothing crazy. We're good there. From a rebounding perspective, I can't imagine we're making any changes here. It's not like Bradley Beal is going to make a difference there. It does take away some rebounds from Kyle Kuzma because I think he's just playing a slightly different role. So I'm going to bring him down. That's Washington. You know, it's a great spot against Chicago. Although I think the Bulls defense does rank higher than you would expect. Yeah, they are 12th in defense, which is hilarious. I don't know if that's shooting luck or not. That's something I would want to look into. For the Bulls, when I finish up the Bulls, I got to take a quick break. Just 2 minutes. Just got to help get my mom downstairs. Caruso, questionable. Still no Lonzo. Javonte Green, doubtful. So let's get Javonte Green out of there. Caruso, we just sort of have to project like he's playing. Center minute split between Vooch and Drummond. They have been playing Derek Jones Jr. a little bit more at the 5. That I expect to happen now with no Javonte Green. So we're going to take Andre Drummond. We're going to take Vooch to 34 minutes. We're going to take Drummond down to 10. That'll give me 4 for Derek Jones Jr. at the 5, along with another 10 to get him to 14 total. Patrick Williams is just going to start at the 4 and play 30 minutes. I think and give DeRozan a couple of those minutes as well. Get him to 36. Point guard minutes. Dosunmu playing about 24 a game. I'm going to go to 23 there. Alex Caruso's playing like 27 a game. Let's get those in. We've got Zach LaVine in for 35. So I've got 31 minutes to split between Kobe White and Goran Dragic. And they are averaging, as of late, 29. So that works perfectly. Slightly more to Kobe White. So I'm going to go 16-15. There, 15 there. Rates are all just going to stay the same. It's not like Javonte Green matters. So for Chicago, I love Vooch at 7,200 on DK. Lots of centers. Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, both look solid. Patrick Williams, $3,800. He's a value play. He's not a great point per dollar, or he's not a great per minute guy. 0.75. DeMar's fine. I think you can get to the starting lineup. Caruso's kind of interesting at 3,500 on DraftKings. If he ends up out, we're probably looking a little bit more at Kobe White. And then for the Wizards, no Beal, probably a little too expensive on DraftKings, but $7,500 Kuzma on FanDuel is interesting. Porzingis for $8,900 with the power forward eligibility. That's a great play with no Beal. I think $4,800 for Denny is all right. $4,100 for Jordan Goodwin is okay. You'll probably find better value later, but Porzingis is what we're looking for there. All right, guys. One more break, then we're good. All right, folks, we back. We back. Appreciate you guys having some patience here for me. Oop, left my mom's phone in my pocket. Whatever, it's fine. We'll hold on to that one until I run back down in 15 minutes again. All right, we just finished up the Wizards. So, game number 6, Oklahoma City Thunder. 7-point dogs in Memphis, 232 total for the Thunder. I assume everybody's fine, right? I can't think of any injuries. Yeah, just Kenrich Williams. Ousmane Dieng and Lindy Waters to the G League. Keep an eye on that, I guess. Because Dieng has been playing. I guess I mean, they played Monday. So I could see Dieng being back. Which I guess I don't really expect to move this rotation around all that much. Obviously, with Kenrich Williams out, they went to Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, and Mike Muscala. Of course they did. All right, I'm just going to take those 16 minutes to Dieng and give them to Muscala. I'm going to get Jalen Williams back up to 28. Aaron Wiggins, I thought, was the guy that was going to play minutes, and he did. They didn't play Darius Baisley, but I don't think that's a long-term thing. So, and none of this matters. It does, the bottom of the rotation of Oklahoma City is irrelevant. So I think that we could leave that rotation as is. Memphis is surely going to be a complicating factor. Ja Morant off the injury report. Jaren Jackson in. Conchar available. Zaire Williams questionable. Jake LaRavia doubtful. So we can actually get back to normal Memphis, which is very helpful. Only guy that we're missing is Bane, and he should be back soon. Bane. I can't do a Bane voice, so I don't even know why I'm trying. Morant, we're just going to go straight away in for 35 minutes. You know what? I'm going to go 34. It's OKC. And to the 162 people that are here, thank you very much. If you can hit that like button, it would help me out a ton. Today would be a good day to help me out with some likes. Go 29 minutes to Steven Adams, 19 minutes to Brandon Clark. Jaren Jackson in for 28. Santi Aldama in for the backup run of 20. We get Dylan Brooks in for 33. We get John Conchar in for 31. Tyus Jones in for 20. Leaves me a decent chunk of time for David Roddy. Let's take him up to 22. I'm not projecting Zaire Williams in until we get him back in. That's insanity. Because once he's in, like, this dude's a real part of the rotation. Let's go 24 to David Roddy. I don't think 24 to David Roddy should matter, but that's Memphis. Unfortunately, I do got to grab rates for these guys. Ooh, no wonder too many dudes were highlighted before. All right. PvP stats. Memphis. Games in which Jaren Jackson Jr., Ja Morant, and Dylan Brooks all played. And Desmond Bane did not. My Bane voice could be worse than Eric's. I've only seen that movie once. I know. Sacrilege. All right. Morant, 34% usage rate. Elon Brooks, 25. Jaren Jackson Jr., 27% usage rate. John Conchar, 11. Don't even have to touch his. Steven Adams, 15% usage rate. Not going to give him that. Tyus doesn't really have any, so we'll go to assists. Michael Ortiz, is Ja Morant back today? Yes. All right, Morant, assist rate, even higher than you would expect. Dylan Brooks, actually higher than you would expect. Jaren Jackson Jr. basically doesn't get an assist. It's insane. John Conchar basically doesn't get assists. Steven Adams, more of a point guard than most of these guys, but doesn't matter. Tyus Jones, obviously, just going to always get assists. Alrighty, then Morant rebounding can't be all that different. Jaren Jackson's rebounding alongside Adams is the piece that we need. So Jaren Jackson's at 7.5. Adams is at 10.5. So we're good here on Memphis. I assume Memphis looks good. Yeah, they do. Ja looks really good. 10.6 on DraftKings for Ja is a really nice price. 9,600 for Ja on FanDuel is an absolutely stupid price. He's going to be one of my favorite guys today. Going to be paying up a lot there. 5,500 for Steven Adams on DraftKings is also quite appealing to me. Any one of the starters really are all right. Jaren Jackson Jr. on FanDuel is probably a little overpriced. Brooks for 6,800 on DraftKings, probably a bit overpriced. On the OKC side, SMP. So my problem is, like, I know that it's a voice, but I don't recall the voice. Like, I can't cue that one up in my mind because I just haven't seen it enough. If you're playing anybody from OKC, stop me if you've heard this before. That would be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. If you like $4,200 Jeremiah Robinson-Earl on DraftKings, I think he's a reasonable pay down center. Just stay away from this team. So now we've got Game 7, Sacramento Kings at Milwaukee, 235 total. This break is only going to be 1 minute. So give me a second. All right, we got this. Sacramento Kings. Q-tag on Terrence Davis. Not a lot else to worry about here. Missed the last game. You just get KZ Okpala back. This is not a team that rotates their rotation. Man, they have like really not played a lot in the past week. So 34 minutes for Sabonis. I don't really like going that high on these guys. But at the same time, I feel like I kind of have to. I'm going to go 33 to Fox, 33 to Sabonis, 32 to Kevin Huerter. Nope, that's not the right number. 32 to Kevin Huerter. And then 30. I'm going to maintain 30 for Barnes. Trey Lyles, I guess, is back, so I could take those KZ Okpala minutes away and just give those to Trey Lyles. Oh, no, Trey Lyles isn't back. It is just Okpala now. Okay, so we're good there. Rates all stay the same for Sacramento. This team's just not making a lot of changes. Milwaukee. No Grayson Allen. Or sorry, Grayson Allen off the injury report. Brook Lopez off the injury report. The only guy that we don't have is Joe Ingles. We're even getting Marshawn Beauchamp back, although I don't think he's going to be around much longer. So I'm going to cut this whole rotation. They've just, we had Giannis and Drew out on Saturday, Brook and Grayson Allen out on Monday. This just needs a rebuild right out of the gate. So for Drew Holiday, we're going to go 34 minutes. Center, Brook Lopez, we're going to go 30. They really haven't been going to anybody else at center, although Serge is back. So I'm going to assume that now that Serge is healthy again, that he's just going to play like 8 minutes at center. And we'll continue to get, 26 out of Bobby Portis. We'll get 33 out of Giannis. 28 from Middleton. 28 for Grayson Allen. And then I got to do 53 minutes between. I think Jordan Orr is done. 53 minutes for Connaughton. I'm guessing George Hill is just going to be the backup point guard. Then I've got 39 minutes for Connaughton and Javon Carter. I got to go. Give me one. been a morning. It's been a morning, folks. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I'm on one today. Not easy. Not easy. Rob, not really. Not really. We're gonna take a brief reset, take a sip. We got nowhere to be. It's 7:48. You guys get it. Just gonna take a second, take a beat, take a breath. Shout out to Karl Malone and John Stockton. Karl Malone, grade A piece of shit that nobody ever talks about. What a morning, folks. Let's get back to it. Let's try to close this one out. All righty. Did we finish this? No. Splitting minutes, Javon Carter, Pat Connaughton. I think George Hill is going to be leaving this rotation soon. I'm going to take a couple extra minutes here away from him and give a little bit more to Javon Carter. So like 22 to Carter, 21 to Connaughton. All right. Rates all stay the same. I don't think I made any changes while Lopez and Allen were out. So that should be fine. So that's Milwaukee. Milwaukee should be interesting. Drew Holiday continues to be at least a little underpriced, but probably closer to properly priced now that Middleton's minutes are going to climb. Giannis, 12-4 on DraftKings, 11-7 on FanDuel. Solid enough pay-up option. I really thought that those top guys from Milwaukee would look a little bit better. Sacramento is mostly unplayable. $8,300 De'Aaron Fox on FanDuel, probably the best thing. Don't really like Sacramento today. Indiana, 4-point underdogs in Minnesota, 236 total. Uh-oh, this one's going to be a big one. Oh, God. And there's no way to project Indiana right now. Halliburton Q tag. Miles Turner Q tag. McConnell Q tag. James Johnson Q tag. I'm going to project this team the way that we normally do and just hope for the best. So that's going to be 32 minutes straight away to Halliburton. 33 minutes to Buddy Hield. 29 minutes to Miles Turner. 23 minutes to Jalen Smith. Obviously, Nembhard's minutes aren't going anywhere at this point. This dude's just playing now. I'm going to go 29 to Nembhard. We're going to get TJ McConnell in for the backup point guard run. Mathurin probably needs to go back in for like his 28 minutes a game. Isaiah Jackson's going to get some run at backup center, but not a lot. What? Why is my phone talking to me now? So it's just O'Shea, Brissett, and Nesmith left for those final 36 minutes. Maybe 16 to Brissett. 14 to Brissett. 22 to Neesmith. Something in that range. I do got to grab rates, actually. I forgot it's been Halliburton out for 2 games. Yeah, S&P for sure. McConnell starting if Halliburton sits would be my expectation. All right, games in which Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jalen Smith have all played. Actually, let's see, have all started. Boop and boop. That should be a pretty good chunk of time. Halliburton, 23% usage rate. I'm going to go 22.5. Buddy Hield is at 23. We're going to go to 22.5. Miles Turner, 21.5. Benedict Mathurin, 25. So a lot of that's going to be off the bench. That works. Andrew Nembhard, 295 minutes with these guys out there. Barely any usage, which is just crazy to think about. And then Jalen Smith is at 20 as well. It's really the best that we can hope for. Now, we know the assist rate on Halliburton is massive. It's just hard to even project. TJ McConnell is not really any different. Just massive assist rates. And I do need a rebounding rate for Miles Turner. Is a bit higher than you would expect. It's going to be Indiana. Now, on the Minnesota side, man, this is just going to be a high-level, lots of fantasy points game. No Towns, obviously. Still no Taurean Prince. Bryn Forbes off of the injury report. Think this is just going to be pretty cut and dry. Obviously, Rudy Gobert got the gate in the last one. So I got 32 minutes. I don't think I actually have any real changes here. You know, you get your Russell, your Edwards, your Jaden McDaniels minutes. Kyle Anderson in for 26. But I don't think he's going to start, right? Yeah, no. We're going to get Wendell Moore in the starting lineup again, is my guess, playing 20 minutes. I think Austin Rivers is now just sort of a part of all of this. When Taurean Prince comes back, it'll actually stabilize things a little bit more. 22 for Jalen Noel. I don't have anything really that I want to change here. I just don't have a great feel on the Kyle Anderson, Jaden McDaniels split. What I'm going to do is make that 28-28. That's the only way that I'm going to feel safe there. Rates I don't have to change. That's easy. So for Minnesota, yeah, I mean, they look really good facing Indiana. Edwards for 8,800 and 8,400 looks great. 7K D'Angelo Russell looks great. Slow-mo still very viable at 4,700. I like Rudy Gobert on FanDuel at 6,800 a lot. There's just such upside for shot blocking. Very interested in the Minnesota side. Gobert at center on FanDuel because of those 3-point blocks. That's real. Now, on the Indiana side, Buddy Hield, 6,100. Miles Turner, 7K. Both of those guys look okay on DraftKings. Not a lot here for FanDuel and DraftKings. These prices have climbed just a little bit with Halliburton being out those 2 games. But again, a million Q tags on that game. We're going to have to take our time on it. For the Pistons, 10-point underdogs in New Orleans. 227 total. Detroit, Just standard rotation. No Cade, no Isaiah Livers. So I'm going to leave the Detroit rotation the same way that I had it for yesterday. We don't have their injury report. I have no expectations, but I'm going to go with the same rotation they had yesterday. For the Pelicans, no Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones out. I don't have those guys in anyway. Devontae Graham is questionable, but otherwise this is going to be the same rotation we got for the past 2 games, one of which saw Willie Hernangomez play. The other one didn't. I have him in for a little bit of playing time, but ultimately I don't have too much I want to change here. Maybe we get an extra 2 minutes to Alvarado in lieu of Devontae Graham. This is actually one of the easier games to project. I don't really like the Pels all that much. Feel free to get your $7,300 CJ McCollum if you want. Zion obviously has a massive ceiling. But like everybody's price is sort of up now with Brandon Ingram having been out. Not as much value on the Pelicans as you would have expected. And then for the Pistons, they are awful. Unless you're playing Boyan on FanDuel at 5,700, you probably shouldn't put a Piston in a lineup today. That's the easiest game we've had to project. Golden State 6-point dogs in Utah, 234 total. This one's going to be complicating in nature. No Steph, no Wiggins, no Draymond. That's a slightly different lineup. All right, so we're going to go 35 minutes to Jordan Poole. Clay evidently playing. We're going to go 35 minutes to Clay. Kevon Looney playing, just safer for him to play more minutes today. I'm going to go 25 to Looney. Feels like the other 2 guys are going to be Lamb and Kuminga. I know they called Wiseman back up, so he's going to play He's going to play today, I would imagine. I'm going to give him 14 minutes. I think the bucket is going to play at least 28, if not more. I'm going to give him 28 now. I'm going to give Anthony Lamb 26. We'll see where that ends up. You need to give JaMychal Green probably something in like the 16 range. And then it gets really messy. Dante DiVincenzo, I don't think they're going to give him like a ton of minutes. I'm just going to give him like 22. 23, I guess. That leaves me 38 minutes for, Moses Moody and somebody. We'll go 19 to Moody. Is there another guy? Ryan Rollins, Patrick Baldwin, Ty Jerome. I'm going to split that between... we'll go Ty Jerome. Is Ty Jerome still on the team? Yeah. Maybe Ty Jerome gets that backup point guard run. And you get like 6 minutes to Baldwin or something. I mean, this is just going to be Jordan Poole. Unless they price Jordan Poole up, this is just going to be straight broken. So let's just say Steph off, Draymond off, Wiggins off. Jordan Poole's played 168 minutes with those guys off this season. 31.5% usage rate. Clay has only played 23 minutes with those 3 guys off. Somehow has a 16% usage rate. Clearly, that's not what we're projecting. I'm going to go to like 27.5 on Clay. I think everybody else's usage rate can just fall into place. I'm going to lock Kuminga in at 20 as well. Assist rate for Poole in this case also just kind of hangs out. I think everybody else just sort of chills now. That's going to be Golden State. What do we know for Utah? Q tag on Mike Conley. So that is a very, very complicating and awful factor. Rudy Gay also off of the injury report. Mike Conley has missed 8 straight. But now everything gets blown up if we're projecting him in. Now, I don't think he's going to play a lot. I'm going to go 26 Conley. Now, I'm going to go to 26-ish on Colin Sexton. I think Kelly Olynyk goes in for 32. We get Walker Kessler here in for 16. We get Jared Vanderbilt in for 25. I think Rudy Gay comes back and plays, something like 14 minutes. We get Jordan Clarkson in for 34. We get Lauri Markkanen in for 34. Beasley in for, I'm going to go 24 on Beasley. Not that I trust that at all. And 9 additional minutes for Talen Horton-Tucker. I'm going to delete all of those rates quickly and just see what Utah looks like when Conley, Clarkson, Markkanen, and Olynyk all play. That's still a pretty big sample. Markkanen in at 24% usage. Jordan Clarkson in for 26% usage. Mike Conley's only at 15.5, so I'm just going to let him take whatever's left. 18.5 for Olynyk. Vanderbilt, obviously not much of a usage guy. Right around 13.8. Colin Sexton would get a little bit more run off the bench. We'll go 24.5. The rest of this, I think, can stay. Kelly Olynyk, I think, is still viable. 5,900 on DraftKings, 6,300 on FanDuel. Jordan Clarkson for 6,100 on FanDuel looks good, actually. That price is incorrect. Fair enough, I guess, for Utah. For Golden State, though, Golden State Warriors. I mean, we're just straight up lock button Jordan Poole type play. Kuminga for 3,400 is basically the same scenario. Anthony Lamb looks good. Clay looks really good. But Jordan Poole, best play on the slate, not close. Both sites. Jonathan Kuminga for 3,400 on DraftKings is basically just as good. He'll fit in everything. MPE, stupid MPE, power forward center. That's dumb. It should be small forward, power forward. But play all of the Jordan Poole and Jonathan Kuminga you can find today. And finally, last game. Appreciate you guys for today. Kind of want to zip through this one. It's been a day, and I don't want to be live anymore, if I'm being honest. Horford back, Brogdon back, still no Robert Williams. At least we know how easy it is to project the Boston rotation. We get Marcus Smart in there for 35 minutes. We get 37 for Tatum, 37 for Brown, 31 for Al Horford. Luke Cornett gets most of the backup center run. We get Grant Williams out there. I do 29. We get Derek White out there for his 26. We get Malcolm Brogdon out there for his 25. 6. Ooh, that actually pinches Sam Hauser pretty bad, but I don't know where else those minutes are going to go, and it really doesn't matter. We'll go 11 here. Pump Hauser up to 9. Rates I don't have to change because it's not like Horford matters. And we close it out with Phoenix. I assume this is the late night hammer that isn't interesting. Great basketball game, but Q tag on Chris Paul, Q tag on Torrey Craig. I mean, obviously that just ruins this team. Let's go 28 to Chris Paul, straight back up to Campaign, 36 for Booker, 36 for Bridges, Ayton in for 30. We're going to get Torrey Craig back for 28. Rest of this just all sort of falls into place. Damian Lee gets his 20. Landry Shamet gets his 16. We split center with Biyombo and Jock Landale. Gives me 8 minutes for Ish Wainwright, Dario Saric. You can kind of go either way. There's not a lot to like here. Booker and Bridges, I guess, are okay. Okay is the best that I can say right now. And then on the Boston side, Jaylen Brown is still slightly underpriced. Otherwise, you don't really want a ton of Boston. So let's run some crunches. Let's close this one out. Let me see if I could regain a little bit of my sanity. I appreciate all you guys that are here. 237 people in here. You guys are the best. Helping me out a ton this morning, more than you'll ever know. FanDuel Optimals and FanDuel Power Rankings. So, first up, Optimal on FanDuel. Ja Morant, Markelle Fultz, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, Anthony Edwards, Porzingis, Kawhi, and Capella. Eric, thank you very much for that super chat. He said, thanks, Josh. Hope your day gets less hectic moving forward. Cheers. It will. It will. But I appreciate that. That's the optimal by 1/100th of a point, by the way. You can swap Kawhi and Fultz. Oh, no, it's a 3v3. Kawhi, Edwards, and Fultz for Irving, Clarkson, Kyle Anderson. Basically the exact same lineup. And this totally makes sense to me. Look how flat that is. $9,600 Ja. It's like, 3 mid-tier pay-up options, but we don't go lower than the 4K Kuminga. And obviously the Kuminga price is just not correct for today. All right, power rankings. FanDuel power rankings, unequivocally, Jordan Poole goes to the top of that list. Kyrie, to me, looks great. Again, that's what happens when you face Charlotte. Anthony Edwards, it's just a really nice matchup against Indiana. Kuminga, Klay Thompson rounding out the top 5. Rozier, Kawhi, Porzingis, Morant, Oubre round out the bottom of the top 10. On the DraftKings side, we have optimal lineup on DraftKings. This won't be a surprise. 298.83, so by about a quarter of a point. Jordan Poole, Anthony Edwards, Kelly Oubre, Kyle Anderson, Nick Claxton, Klay Thompson, Jonathan Kuminga, Nikola Vucevic. That all looks super reasonable to me. You get that Indiana matchup. You get all of that value from Golden State. You get Claxton against Charlotte. Massive minutes from Oubre. Vooch just underpriced. It all looks good. And then we close it out. Final thing that we have for today. Power rankings on DraftKings. Stop me if you've heard this before, but Jordan Poole is the very clear best play on DK. Klay Thompson and Jonathan Kuminga are not too far behind. Kuminga obviously makes everything work. Anthony Edwards and Quentin Grimes, both interesting. I didn't expect to see Grimes rank so highly, but 4,100, if he's playing those massive minutes, there's some value there. Drew Holiday, Kyle Anderson, RJ Barrett, Nikola Vucevic, rounding it out. We made it. It only took an hour and 45 minutes, but we made it. Guys, thank you so much for being here. It has helped me out a ton today. Fun show, fun slate. You'll get me for the strategy show in a bit. You'll get me for Live Before Lock later tonight. I'm out of things to say, everybody. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button. This was The Process.